Hello everyone. So today's video, I'm going to teach you guys how to be a crafty copycat. So I have this card that I've recently made with supplies from the Simon Says Stamp Card Kit of the Month box from February 2025. Vintage, distressed vintage notes, something like that. And it is almost exclusively, I think, from that box. There was ephemera pack, etc., etc. Anyway, what if you didn't get that box? I bet if you're in the crafty space and if you're a fan of my channel, you might have a lot of these things at home. And if you've been watching my channel, you might be familiar with the Your Creative Studio subscription supply box, which also has a lot of this kind of stuff. Or if you're a journaler, you might have a lot of this kind of stuff. So we're going to do a dupe, a Your Creative Studio dupe of this card using almost exclusively supplies from the Your Creative Studio boxes and some, things from the stash. There is one thing that I didn't find as easily, which was a butterfly. Believe it or not, there's so many butterflies, but I picked a butterfly from an ephemera pack. But other than that, all these things I found similar items to try to mix and match from different boxes, and I'll leave in the description where I got things from, but mostly it's just for inspiration. Now on this card we used the actual bag packaging, so you could use anything as just the background there, but for the Your Creative Studio dupe, we're going to start. I have my own card base here, and we have this sheet, which, gosh, that looks awfully similar, doesn't it? I found that in one of the ephemera packs, which we've got. I mean, if you are subscribed to Your Creative Studio over the months, I have been subscribed for a while, and they're sadly changing it to where they're not doing it the same. They still have a bunch of the stuff that you can buy, but I think they're doing something different with the monthly box. And so February 2023, April 2023, October 2023, November 2023, June 2024, and August 2024 were all similar items, and in one of these, I don't remember exactly which one, I had this lovely background paper. It's a little bit long, as you can see, so I'm going to go cut that down real quick here. I think that's pretty close, and then I'm just going to use tape runner here to get this adhered. And voila, look at that. It looks like we crumpled up the paper, but this one's printed. I'm gonna give myself a little more room here with the camera. All right, next we need this lovely focal point here, and there were these cards in the Simon Says Stamp ephemera pack. Any journal card that's gonna fit most of this space would work fine. Any focal point. You're gonna want to think about the colors because we're gonna use things here that kind of go with that. The purple's just I threw in as an accent, but if you do it more than once, you get away with it. But you see the yellow and the green are chosen, the color is chosen from here. So you want to make sure you have some things that can coordinate color-wise. And you could go with all neutrals here and one pop of color, as long as I think, it might work all by itself, or as long as you have it repeated somewhere. Depending, if it's all by itself, it's going to take all of the attention, showstopper there. So what I found for this card is similar and different at the same time. I have this lovely sheet from this Your Creative Studio paper pack. I will mention in the comments which month that was from. I think it's been a while. This had 14 designs. It had 4 papers of each, and it's a little bit smaller than that one, but with all this going on below, you don't really notice that. And then I could just put it on like this, but I think this one has a little bit of tinting on the edge. You can see that, so I think it stands out better. And for this one, I kind of wanted it to stand out a little bit more from the background, so I just cut a scrap of cardstock that's just slightly bigger than this, and I'm going to adhere it onto that first, and you'll see the difference. Okay, so now it has a little white border, and just see how that makes it kind of stand out a little more. And sometimes I like to do little wonky angles. I think I went straight on this one, and maybe I'll go straight. But look, that looks cute like that also. So that's a possibility also. And then if you do the wonky angle, you kind of can do wonky angle for all. And the fact that something ends up not being very straight, it looks intentional. So we're going to try for equidistant on the sides and the top here again, like I did on this one. Now in this card, we had a fabulous music stamp. And if you have that in your stash, you can totally go and stamp that on some tissue paper or something that's sort of translucent to get the same look. I'm gonna do it. I found a dupe in the Your Creative Studio stuff. But also, first, we have, this was from the stamp set as well, the flower. You can find any old flower, even from a magazine. You could tear it out and make that be the flower accent there. But it's kind of behind everything, so we probably should do the flower first. And there was this fabulous set of stamps, which I don't remember which box that was from. You'll have to look in the description because I'll have it listed. All wood mount cling stamps. They're a little smaller than this lovely flower here, but I chose this one right here to do a stamp out. And here's how it looks on some just plain white cardstock. And I'm gonna go with the similar theme. It's just plain white there, and just glue it down here. And we're gonna borrow the lovely collage medium from the Simon Says stamp kit that we just got, that we're kind of using as this card as inspiration for. I said I just got the Simon Says stamp kit, but you know, when I'm talking, it's not always perfect, is it? Okay, so there we go. We have a lovely start. Now we just need to collage some ephemera here that goes with the colors in here. Or at least we need to collect some. First, I think we need to address the music note thing, because that's covering, and it's also making this space down here more balanced, and it's making a great canvas to do the collage on, because it separates from this busy pattern here. It's kind of like our new neutral. The music note is not completely neutral, but it's going to be our neutral. So, back in... Oh, I didn't write this down either. I have it in the description, but I have this pack of paper that was full of printed music sheet. Now you can get music print all kinds of places, and it's fabulous. I mean, look at this. I just love it. It's up there with postage marks and stamps with me. And sometimes I've used like printed out music that my kids were using. I'm not the best at reading music. Actually, what am I saying? I can't read music at all. So honestly, I can't tell if this is straight up or if this is straight up since I already tore it out. So hopefully I don't put it on completely upside down. You know, like I really can't tell. I feel like maybe this is the right way, but help me, I do not know. I'm just gonna put this straight down. Anyway, this is not as, it doesn't have the white part, and so it's a little bit darker look, but I think it goes, and I'm gonna put it down here and then just collage on top of it. And actually, this is already down. I kind of was wondering if this should go over this, but nope, we're committed there. That's down. So let's go ahead, and I just tore this out in roughly the right size there to cover things. I could tear it a little further. Should I do that? Maybe I'll tear it just a little bit further here. But you see, it's pretty easy to tear. I hope I don't regret that also, because, you know, I'm gonna make these last minute decisions. And you can put this on crooked, straighter, you know, totally up to you. I think I'm gonna go with a little angle there, so we have a little more bird. It is somewhat, like, just ever so slightly translucent. Let me, well, I don't know if you can tell. I can kind of see that coming through. But it doesn't have the same transparency that this lovely piece has. So if you have the music note stamp, it's a great one that you can do over and over for that. But if you have this pack from your Creative Studio or any other one where you've got some random music notes, that works too. Another idea would be any kind of background stamp, I think. you could make it work as long as it's kind of a continuous background look, but not too, you know, focal, doesn't take too much of your focus. Or another paper, let me silence that. Another paper that has a background-like look. You want it to be kind of a neutral, but not as plain as this one. So there is the parameter there. Now, we need some collage items. So I'm gonna bring out the cheat item because I decided that I was going to use this butterfly because I couldn't find one in the right size that I liked enough. So I pulled this one out, but I have so many butterflies to work with that I had a lot of choice. But in the Your Creative Studio stash, I found a few different things to try. There's these labels that I have a huge box of. They came in 3 colors maybe, red, blue, and green. And actually 3 different months. I got a large circle one and a square one a different month. This one was the most similar. It's bigger, and I think it's a sticker. So let me go ahead and stick this partially down. I want to leave some of the top open, so let me pull. Oops, well, that didn't go as planned, but I think I want it down here. I'm just gonna set it here for a second and not put it all the way down, because I also had this sticker, which is like bar note sticker or something from, and we got these several different months in the early years. I am gonna note the one that this came in, but this could totally just be any scrap of paper. This one happens to be a sticker, and I went with this one because this is a darker. I wanted to bring in some more of this lighter white color to kind of balance this, and the card base. And I want this sticking out behind here. That's why I didn't press this down all the way. So it just looks like a little bit of newspaper scrap. That's what this sticker looks like. But I mean, you could just find this in your junk mail almost, probably. So yeah, don't forget about some odd sources to find things. And then we're going to press that down because it's a sticker. Lovely. Now we have some postage. I love the postage. In Your Creative Studio, we get postage all the time. One box, January, we got this fabulous stamp set. And so we have some postal marks, all kinds of different, even a stamp. So I could have, if I wanted to do purple and use the same butterfly, I could have done stamped this out in purple or on purple cardstock. I actually found another source for postage in, shockingly, yeah, there's different stickers. That one I felt like was a little bit big. I wanted something a little smaller. I think this stamp is closer to the size, but I actually went with something even smaller. We had a couple times, November 2022 and January 2023, we had these little paper booklets, which are great collage fodder, but I was looking through at the colors of the stamps, the postage stamps, and I have this pair of scissors that cuts out that edge. That's kind of a postagey look. So I just went in and actually cut out little pieces from here to use. And then this one, oh, look at that. Lots of different colors, marks. You could even get the circle postage mark from here. So that is also an idea. So I've got these two. I found kind of a yellow one because I wanted to pull some of the yellowish from the wings. And then I have this orangey one because of my butterfly there. And this one was right up against the edge of the paper, so that cut doesn't look that great. But if you watched my other video through, you'll know that one of the tips is cover it up. And so this one's going to be fine to use. You'll never know that it's missing that edge and looks kind of dumb on that side, because I'm going to use it strategically in a place where I cover that up with this other one. And that is, yeah, that's definitely a tip I use a lot, or a trick I use a lot, because sometimes you don't have exactly what you want, but check this out. When I put this on here, give you a close-up look. There, you just think it continues back there. You don't know, it cuts off abruptly, and it looks great, I think. Alright, let's go ahead and put our very thick butterfly down. This will be a good way to test this collage medium too, to see how it handles the thicker, because this little ephemera piece is not paper thin like the others. And this berry here is more of a red, but it's in the warm family, so I think it makes kind of this orangey pop of color a little more okay. That wants to stick up. I don't know, it's a sticker, but it won't stick, so let's give it some encouragement to lay down. Now, you might have noticed right here a couple of these pieces. Actually, oh, I just realized that this is the pack that this piece of paper came in. I set it aside. It's October 2024. It had these cute buttons in it. That is where this little rumpled, looking like rumpled paper printed one came from. So I had two ideas here for the postage stamp. This one came from the stamp set. It was a little bit larger than I wanted. Now you could just trim it down smaller, but you'd be losing some. So that is the stamp idea. But then I just took this one, I just cut out of one of these pages. It says New York, and it's got this kind of, you know, it's got that kind of vintage look and more of the off-white coloring that this card is having. That wasn't the most articulate way to put that. So I think I'm going to just pop this. I don't want to have too much white space there. I'm going to pop it right down there in the corner, and that will finish off the dupe card. This butterfly could have moved down just a smidge, but it's really soaring off into the side. And these are the two side by side. What do you think? What do you think of the dupe? Is it a pretty good approximation? I hope this gives you some ideas for how to use the inspiration when you don't have the same supplies and make it your own and do a crafty copycat. As always, thank you so much for watching and supporting my channel. I hope you have a wonderful and creative day. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Bye!